Pan. Pansexual.
Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to be talking about pansexual. As you saw a little bit earlier in the video, pansexual is someone who has a sexual desire or attraction for someone else regardless of their sex or their gender. Now, when I first researched this term, I was a little bit confused myself, and so I think it's important to understand the relevance of it to diversity and understanding the distinctions of it because it'll help you better as a therapist. Now, when I talk about sex and gender, before they were used almost synonymously, but now they're becoming a lot more distinguished from one another. So the difference between the two is gender is defined as masculine or feminine characteristics, roles, and behaviors that's defined by a culture. So you can behave or act or carry out roles that's more masculine or feminine. While on the other side, think of sex as more biological and genetic. So sex is defined as genetic and biological characteristics defined by your genitalia and chromosomes. So your genitalia, if you have a penis or a vagina, then you're a man or a woman. That is your biological sex. And if you're a female, you have the double X female chromosomes. And if you're a male, then you have the X and Y chromosomes to determine your biological sex. Back to you, Jeff. Now that you know the difference between sex and gender, let's go ahead and use it as an example so you can better understand what pansexuality is, or who someone is when they say that they're pansexual. So let's say, for example, I have a friend and her name is Dallas. So she is someone that has a sexual attraction or desire for another person. Everything else is secondary. So she can have a attraction and sexual desire for someone like this, or like this, or like this, or this, or this, or this. You see, their actual, whether them being a man or woman, whether they have a penis or a vagina, is pretty irrelevant. Whether they're masculine or feminine is also somewhat irrelevant. As long as they like them as a person and they have the sexual desire for them, that's what they're really interested in. So that's kind of an example of my friend Dallas that is pansexual. When I looked up the term pansexual, I definitely found a lot of memes for it, hence the awesome cinematic intro that I had in this video. But also it really expanded my understanding of sexuality and identity and the LGBT community. And let me tell you why this is extremely important, because I think from my personal experience, and I think a lot of you guys can also relate to this as well, the topic and the discussion of someone being gay, transsexual, lesbian, queer, cis, and all these terms, it's used so frequently now, and it seems like it's going to become even more frequently in mainstream culture. So understanding the different distinctions between them and also understanding pansexual, which is my term, helps you better facilitate the therapeutic process when you have a client who does identify as pansexual. So it's important because even within pansexual too, there can be different preferences. Just because they like a person, they don't really consider too much whether they're a man or woman or masculine or feminine. You can break it down even more as an individual. You know, do they like someone that's tall, that's short hair, long hair, things like that. But really understanding pansexual, you're able to facilitate the therapeutic process much more fluidly, and you're not constricted to like, oh, is this person liking a man or a woman? Understanding the two distinctions between gender and sex is a lot more helpful because you can better understand and also even predict, asking better questions, doing a better job in therapy when you know that it dramatically shifts and changes their behaviors and relationships, which is what we're here to do, focusing on the relationships. So I hope that this video was helpful for you guys and expanded your idea and your understanding of what pansexual is and the difference between sex and gender. And you take this information and help you as a therapist in the future.